Any audio show, it's a big challenge for everyone. Dealer, distributor. In our room we have multiple problems, and to solve it we have to apply and combine together a few tricks. What kind of tricks? Keep watching this video.
This is Thomas here. Today I am with Leonid, and we have what I call the $100,000 problem. Okay, you know why? This is a $100,000 speaker. As I always say, when you go high end, you cannot just plug it in and it'll sound good. You have to work for it. So I gave Leonid this challenge, the $100,000 challenge. Impressed me because I heard the PMC before in another room, and for me, the room was not a good fit. When you spend 100 grand on a bloody speaker, you better like be blown away. So I'm going to start with the problem that we're facing right now, and then we're going to talk about what do you think the solution would be. Because when you're at an audio show, you got 1 day to set up, just 1 day, and you got to make it sound good with everything you got, and you have to deal with the room. A lot of people just show up at audio show, listening, oh, it sounds bad, sounds good, but I'm going to show you all the hard work that goes behind the scene. All right, Leonid, just take 2 seconds and 5 seconds to introduce yourself. And
hi, I'm Leonid. I'm worker from Altitude Audio. We, with my brothers Victor and Sergey, run audio store. We got 2 years ago to audio business and try to go with the setups. We don't sell just equipment. We try to get everything sound proper.
Synergy, right?
Synergy, yeah, that's right.
The key word here. So we're going to start with the problem. What is the problem? Okay. So Leonid, let's talk about the problem that you face.
Well, the problem in this room, it's a big room. It's not proper shape. So we have a kind of 2 eco spots, big eco spots. We have a problem with the ceiling. We don't have a ceiling. We just have a metal plates. We have some ventilation systems, other speakers built in. And the biggest problem that you find out in this room, that's actually flooring. When we see the room first at, you know, at the video, we think, oh, great room. So we have a carpet. But the biggest problem what you find out here, it's a concrete floor and subfloor. The piece of it just a plywood.
All right. Okay. And
so plywood, and here, concrete.
So the problem that I hear the first day when I come in, the bass. So the bass was, what does that do to the bass?
The bass, you can adjust the bass. Bass go like certain level, certain frequency, just kind of blend you and change completely sound.
Okay, and let me show you what why, if you pan over there.
Yes, yeah, well, we have it for the bass problem, we put those heavy speakers, 60 kilo each.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, just because this speaker tried to put some weight on it.
All right, think about it, okay? They put speakers here because this is wood floor here, and that's concrete floor, right? So you
actually,
have...
I'm seated there too, just because I'm extra weight, and another 90 kilo.
So he's sitting at that chair here just to hold down the floor, okay, so that the bass is better in the room. And what else? Okay, so we know this problem already, okay? Yeah. Should we talk about how you solve the problem right now?
Well, we try to find, first, what you try to find the best spot in this room. We try pretty much, you know, we try that spot, which looks the best. If you're going to take, you know, the column, like, you know, it's a nice proper, we just thought, you know, this is going to be the best spot. It's actually the worst spot. Because of the wood? There are no concrete, wood, a huge, it's like a plastic rail on your head, and you just bouncing from 2 different sides. Then, you know, we walking around, we try to figure out where is the best, and we found between these columns, the best spot right here.
Okay, guys, check this out, okay? Here is wood. Here is concrete. Oh.
No, yeah, right there.
Here is concrete. Think about the problem they're facing, concrete and wood, and it affects the bass, okay? So what did you do to solve the problem? Actually, let's stop for a second. Think about it. What can you do to solve the problem? I'll tell you, okay, this is what happened tonight, okay? I came into this room before I went for supper. I listened to it, and I turned to Leonid and I say, I'm gonna go eat supper. I was being very rude to him. I say, can you make it sound better when I come back? And, you know, I was really honest with him because I hear the bass is like, doesn't work for me. And I wanted to eat with Loic. And then in the car driving back, I say, man, I don't think they can do it, man. What can you do? All you can do is match your equipment. It's not like you're going to take the PMC speakers and try bringing around the room. These are really heavy speakers. So what can they do to solve this bass problem? Okay, go for it.
What did it? Well, first of all, we choose the best position for the speakers.
All right.
Of course, in touch a speaker, we use a bookshelves. You put the bookshelves, we try to find the best spot. Then, you know, when we find out whatever the best we can do it on like in this position, so we found position between these columns, and we decide, okay, we have to leave a speaker right there.
So you find a position with the bookshelf first.
Bookshelf first. Actually, bookshelves helps you because bookshelves pretty much can sound more easy. Even you know, if you're gonna put on a wood, it's still gonna sound better. Then we start to play with angles, but we didn't have a luck. Like no luck. Whatever we did here was wrong. Lots of people surprised that yeah, it's great. You know, jobs. You know, it sound very good.
Okay, but here's the thing: a lot of people come in saying this room sounds good, but Thomas being very critical of $100,000 speaker, I come in and I tell him, Leonid, you got to do better.
Yes, and also this speaker, we know how it should sound. I wasn't happy. I told Thomas right away. So this speaker, even right now, we don't have 100% potential from my experience.
Sure.
But to solve the problem for this room, because we have a situation, we have a show, we have to, you know, we have to do it anyway. So we have a problem, we have to solve the problem. What we did, we put a speaker, we tried to match equipment a little bit different, so it's a little bit longer story. There are lots of stuff, you know, which is matching. It's probably taste-wise and, you know, for the sound. But the biggest problem was the bass, and we solved the problem with subwoofers.
All right, think about that for a second. There's a bass problem in this room, and they solve it with subwoofers. How? Think about it. All right, Loic, join in. Chan, can you please hold it? All right, Loic, come on in. You're the man.
No, I'm not.
He's
the man.
You want to say something?
I've just been schooled. So we played two different versions of the systems with the same 4 tracks. The first one, the bass was extremely strong, a little overwhelming. Second system, everything was beautiful, balanced. The edginess was gone in the voices. The detail in the bass was back. It felt like you were listening to real instruments, not a recording. And then, but we're still kind of baffled, right? Because we're saying it's not just a change in equipment that solved all this problem. And you used the key word. Because I looked at the subs, and these things are supposed to go down to 20 hertz.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
why do you have subwoofers?
really? And then he used the key word, which was, I used the subwoofers for treatment. Then a light bulb went off in my head. I went, what? And that's when I asked, I said, for treatment, meaning, are you using the phases of the subwoofers to counteract the bass problems that comes from the floor, the wooded floor over there, generated by the speakers? And that's when he explained it. And now my life changed.
When we listened to the first system, Loic, me, and Mr. Kanta behind the scene were silent because we don't know what to say. We're like, shoot, do we say the truth and make him feel bad?
Because we're polite.
And that was the biggest debate in the car. What do I do if it doesn't sound good? I got to tell him the truth. So I was not expecting him able to solve the problem. Very genius.
What you mentioned is even when you guys measured with a microphone, because of that problem, the microphone's response gave you a skewed conclusion to how to fix the problem. Because even when you applied the correction that the microphone was telling you should do, it was all wrong. You had to go by ear. And that's where the angle of the subwoofers and choosing the phase on each side based on where we were sitting to counteract the problem that comes from there is what ended up making a balanced frequency response for the sitting area.
Not only phase, volume, angles, but yeah, but you're right. It's not just like they stand purpose like that. Like subwoofer position, even the distance from the speaker. One subwoofer stay on the concrete, that subwoofer stay on the wood.
Okay.
So the subwoofer, we tried 2 different preamps. Essentially, that was the difference between the 2 systems. 2 different preamps. So one preamp was pushing a higher dB in bass and a little bit into the mids, whereas the other one was a little bit leaner in the bass. But when you had the subwoofers and we did a test where he said, okay, right in the middle of a song, when you're ready, tell me, I'll turn them off. So no, depending on what, because he had it set up so that I think the second preamp sounded best. So when he turned it off, now the bass went lean, which is normal. So no matter how you use it, when you use this as treatment, he was just counteracting the effects of the room based on the equipment he was using to keep that frequency response as flat as possible. That's I'm impressed.
You see, what happened is this. These speakers, you can adjust the bass, right?
Yes.
Plus or neutral. I don't know, can you do minus, right? So usually when you have a boomy bass problem, you would try to lower the bass on the speaker. Guess what? They did the reverse.
Yeah.
Right? They boost the bass on the speaker even more.
We boost the speakers.
The speakers, yes,
Yeah,
the bass.
to
Yeah.
cover the subs. Technically, the subwoofers start to perform well. Now we have another problem. We have to make sure the speaker play better than sub.
Anyway,
so, yeah, that's
it's very, how to say, I don't know, it's genius. I thought it was smart. I would never thought of that. So, you know, well done. Well, no, so I don't have to feel bad now and tell you, Leonid, I'm so sorry, man. It sounds like crap. I go home. It actually sounds pretty good. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know if people will get a chance to listen to it because you have to be in that spot, right, for the best sound.
well, we're working on it.
They're going to spend the night working on it, trying to make it sound very good.
Yeah, right now we try to make it sound a little bit wider, you know, to cover up, let's say, not a one seat or one layer. So we try to move it just a bit, you know, to the back. But the good thing, the more people in the room, the better bass. So we're going to use people for treatment. You know what?
The heaviest person that walks into the room, make them sit on that chair.
You know what, guys? You wouldn't believe, but the more people come in that spot, the better bass.
I see.
Nice.
I see.
Come tomorrow, take a look.
All right, guys. I think that's about it. Nothing to add, Loic. We're good. All right, next time.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
I think that was good.
This was worth the price of admission.
Yeah.